Hi, my name's Ethan. I am a freelance cinematographer, animator.
Why did you make that look just now?
I made no look. I was only thinking.
Bullshit. About what?
Look, exactly what was it she injected herself with? Because if it is any form of neurovascular stimulant,
Technical artist.
you need to watch her and monitor very carefully for signs.
Look, do I tell you how to sneak into villages? Murder children indiscriminately? There it is. There you are.
I've done some welding. Ran a woodworking shop in Portland suburbs for a while. Oh, it was good times. Still be doing it right now if I could, but maybe later. And right now I'm a farmer. There are worse things to be right now. But anyway, I'm making this video because I would like to tell you about my upcoming 2,000 plus mile sojourn across the country road trip / getting rid of everything I can't fit in my truck, packing up my little cat. Isn't that right, little girl? Yeah. And heading to the Pacific Northwest, heading back to the Pacific Northwest road trip to start over in life again, blindly. It's a blind restart. And I'm terrified. Terrified enough to be making a video like this for people I don't yet know. But anyway, I'm gonna work on that. So, I'd like to tell you about it, and then I'd like to point out how you could be involved, should you wish to.
And I had been running on metal to metal the whole time. And so I was like, oh, what's this do? Oh. Game changer. Yeah.
If not, you can go to hell, but I'd prefer if you did, naturally. So, there will be 3 parts to this. The first part is the trip. As I mentioned, 2,000 miles in a 1996 Stewart & Stevenson M1078 LMTV truck house. Ignore the paint. It's gonna look less death metal-y when I'm done with it, but not completely such. Truck that is twice as old as it takes to drive itself. Arm got tired. And it's of the distance and of the complexity that you'd have to be one damn fool to try it without some kind of support system whatsoever. Which is not completely and utterly unlike me. Spoiler alert / full disclosure, I am that bitch. But I've got a little bit of time, a couple weeks left. I figure, try it. Ask for assistance, not help. I'm not looking for money, and see what happens. The worst, that people could say is not interested. Actually, I've always been confused by that metaphor.
This metaphor has always confused me.
I mean, I think we can all agree there are much, much worse things people can and will say to you, especially if you make yourself vulnerable to them, but...
If I had a full flagon of mead, would I not want to drink it? The metaphor is moot.
As Brene Brown put it, vulnerability is the only way out, and I believe wholeheartedly in that. So, the trip. I haven't completely settled on the route yet, but I'll be staying off of major highways as much as possible. Mostly because the truck's max speed is 65. And if you've ever driven one of these or been in one, you get the impression the goddamn world is coming to an end. when you get above 58-ish, no matter how much work you put in it. That's just the reality. I've taken steps, I've tried to balance the tires, but frankly it doesn't have ABS and it would be dangerous for me to push it much beyond that anyway. But anyway, there'll be time to talk about the truck. I also got to be kind of quick about this. I'm sorry. I'd like to give more details, but we have, that's the siren right now already. Severe thunderstorms, possibility of tornadoes. In June. Nothing climatically changing here, folks, eh? Anyway. So what I'd like to do is I will be putting this video on various Facebook groups and a couple forums that I'm frequent, such as Steel Soldiers. I'm Shackles on there, by the way. I am that. And some van life ones that I've used to get information on. You're building your own house on the back of a military truck. You get to know a bunch of communities. So, anyway, and some nomad stuff. And basically just, I will be trying to make a mini documentary about it. And what I'd like to do, what I'm going to try to do, is appeal to people's, I don't know, let's say, along the route. I'm going to try to pay for the gas. Got some gas money, obviously, but I did not budget for $6.50 a gallon 2 years ago. I didn't imagine that 6 months ago. Did you? You didn't. I didn't. Anyway. And leapfrogging from place to place, put my route up there, and say, hey folks, I'll be coming through town in a couple days or week or whatever. Maybe people they've wanted to tell a little piece on their town before. Maybe your town has a unique history and you've been wanting to make a video about it, 15, 20 minutes or something like that, with a professional cinematographer or filmmaker or whatever. But you don't want to pay industry rates. And that makes total sense. I get it. So here's your chance. I don't have any money, but I don't have any debt, thankfully. So no car payment, no nothing like that. So whatever I get can go right in the tank, and I can charge a lot less because of that. Like diesel money. So there's that. And again, I will be recording the whole process, the whole trip, into sort of a documentary. It'll be boring because I will not have a single flat tire. The alternator will not die. The cabin won't catch on fire. None of that, right? So I'll try to spice it up any way I can, since none of that shit is gonna happen. None of it. None of it. But I gotta get moving. I just felt some rain. And trying to build that support system along the way. Maybe you've got a little community, like that documentary, and you think it'd be cool to have a video where you guys are all the characters and stuff in it. Love to do that. Oh my God, I'd love to do it. You'd either be getting me for free or as close to free as you can get. And I do damn good work. I said I have no pride, but nobody's perfect. So anyway, building sort of like a little chain, of just, even though nothing bad is gonna happen, just in case it did. So I would not be stuck on the side of the road indefinitely in the middle of Nebraska. And people are screaming at me over the phone, where do we tow this behemoth to? And I go, I don't know. Okay, so that's the first part. We'll work for hire along the path. Cinematography, just basic videography if that's all you need. Carpentry, whatever. I love working with my hands, man, always have. totally prepared to do that again. I would rather be a waiter working at Baked Alaska in Astoria, Oregon, than a trust fund manager making a couple million a year in downtown Chicago. I just would. Which is handy because that's where it might end up for me. Well, we'll see. Anywho, there are certain challenges, there are certain benefits to having no rent and no vehicle payment, but there are also challenges when your house and your car be the same thing. Because when one breaks down, you may also lose the other, at least temporarily. So that covers that. I'd like to say a lot more, but like I said, I need to get moving. Okay, and so the second part of this is the destination. Happiest times in my life was the Pacific Northwest. Portland, Salem, Astoria, Vancouver, Seattle, Seaside, Cannon Beach, Bend, Eugene, Olympia, of course. I have to do this. If I get stuck here, I allow myself to stay, I won't be able to get out. There are reasons for that, and they are tied in with why I had to come back to this place to begin with, despite the fact I didn't want to. But that is a story for another time, if anybody wants to hear it, which I doubt, but if they do. So, the destination. Let's say you make it there, Ethan, crazy sumbitch. And I make it there with a big pile of footage of all my travels and experiences and the people I met, which to me have always been the best part. I love the mountains, I love the rivers, but just the people you meet along the way. Anyway, say I make it there at least. There is no circumstance in which I am not close to broke anyway. Even if everything goes right, which it will, even if I don't have to replace any 500-pound spare tires, which I won't, even if my $12,000 Caterpillar engine doesn't throw a rod out the side and become a 12,000-pound Caterpillar paperweight, which it won't. Then, thanks to our, let's say, circumstances, I will have pretty much depleted my funds. I could probably make it another month or two. I'm looking for jobs right now. I have been for weeks. It's just you start off with your preferred, and then you gradually, okay, I could probably do that, I could probably do that, I could probably do that. Like I said, it's mostly about the environment. Just realized I've been looking at the damn screen this whole time. I'm sorry. So, here's what I'd love to happen as a result of this video. One big reason why I'm doing it. And here's what I will accept if I fail in that task. What I would love is if somebody sees this video directly, or somebody says to somebody else, hey, you should see this video. I think this is up your alley. Hey, did you tell me you were doing that thing or trying to do that thing? Why, yes, I did. But I can't do it on my own. Or rather, I don't want to do it on my own. Well, by that, I mean, even if I had all the money in the world and I were going out there with a nice nest egg, I'm still at that point in my life where once this truck is done, I don't have another project. I didn't think I'd live to see the end of it, so I didn't make plans. I almost never make plans in my life. I know it sounds stupid, but so maybe somebody out there they've been wanting to open a gastro bistro on the Strip in Cannon Beach or Seaside or something like that, you know? Or a tap house in Bend or Eugene, or Or maybe you want to start a shoe death gaze band, electronica, out of your basement in Seattle, that everybody be having regular jobs and kids and grandkids and stuff. I'm going to be in a band in my life. I got distracted, family years ago, and it just never happened, but it's gonna happen. No matter what, it's gonna happen. And I'm bringing my whole studio with me. My truck house is one half habitat living and another half professional audio video studio. And maybe enough people watch this to where I make a series about it. I'd like to show, explain the truck, explain what you got to do, give a few exterior, interior tours, that kind of thing. People seem to like those things. I've seen a pretty decent amount of them do pretty well. And I feel like I have a unique perspective, is that most people probably don't know this that don't frequent the channels, but if you do, you'll know one thing. I wager probably 80% of all of the people that make truck houses out of these trucks are retired male Army engineers with perfect benefits and, tons of money and everything like that. And I'm the other way. I wanted to hang out in that group. I wanted to desperately believe there was a group I could hang out in. And so I very foolishly spent everything I had to buy my way into it. But as with the other subject, that is a video for another time. Just if you got a spot, 24.9 feet is what I made the truck, nose to bum. Because if you haven't been to the West Coast, I don't know, it might be other places too, but a lot of places, beaches and stuff, are instituting a 25 foot and under rule. Anyway, I digress. Maybe you've got the money, but you ain't got the time to do it yourself. Maybe you've got the time, but you ain't got the money to do it yourself, in which case I ain't giving you no money. But I can reduce the amount of money you got to spend by doing a lot of it myself. I am bringing most of my tools, everything except the table saw that I can't fit in the truck. Almost enough to build an entire other truck out of this one. So, you got a spot, you got someplace I can plug in when there isn't enough solar to power the air conditioner? Hell yeah, that would be so much fun. To build something again, And there's a certain amount of pride when you finish doing something completely on your own. I did this completely on my own. But one, it does kind of make an arrogant prick out of you. And two, I'm just not so sure it's all that healthy. Sure, being completely self-sufficient sounds good, but maybe I'm alone in this feeling, but I really feel like I just don't feel like it's the best idea. I feel like we need some part of it, some level, really does need other people. And the less you need them, the less you're going to be around them. The less you're around them, the more isolated you become. The more isolated you become, the more bitter you become. And it is so easy to be bitter these days. So easy. But anyway, let's do that. Tables, chairs, work on the signage, build the business, something that you can do and I keep saying build, and work on and grow, I'd be on that like stink on a monkey. Or maybe you're renovating a auspicious but dilapidated historical hotel motel or something like that. Same things. It's just real damn hard to do everything on your own. You're passionate about it, you know what you want to do, but the reality is grinding you down. Same thing as before. You got a 25 foot space, you got a place for one 120 volt AC plug, which I rarely ever need. I got 1500 watts of solar and 6,500 watt hours of battery. I'm usually pretty good. And that's with keeping the hot water heater on for my showers and whatnot. I just spend most of my time outdoors. Odd thing for a software developer to say, but it's true. That, or you're starting some hippie commune or something out in the woods. You got a little bit of land, but nobody knows how a dozer be working, or forklift, or everybody involved is like 70 and their backs give out. And well, we got space. I will bust my hump during the day, and at night I will sit around the fire with my acoustic guitar. That would be wonderful. I have no pride. I like to do things. I like to meet people. And I've got goals, kind of, but not expectations. Except that nothing will go wrong in the trip. Nothing. Because it won't. And now that I've described the two things that I would love to happen, I did mention, what if that doesn't happen? What if I don't get any bites? What if nobody can stand to be around my stupid face for that long? It happens. Well, then I will work a regular jack-off job and I will be happy to be among the pine trees and the mountains. That's a backup. But boy, is that not ideal. So, what a shame I can't speak to future me and tell him how it worked out. But I know that future me would not discourage me. Because no matter what, this needs to happen. This has to happen. It's probably my last shot at it ever. So, I want to thank you for accompanying me on my walk through the woods. That looks like it's probably pretty chilly, but actually it's a sweltering jungle. Most people don't know that the prairie, the Midwest, is swamp. It's just a different kind of swamp than what you consider it to be, you know. Instead of 100,000 alligators, we got 18 million, trillion, billion mosquitoes. So, thank you for watching. If you've got ideas, if you want to just be a part of a silly documentary, if you want to be able to say, hey, I watched that video back in the day from that guy who was a wannabe Alex McCandless, aka Alex Supertramp. It would be nice to not starve with a full belly of rotten berries in my tummy like he did. Just reach out. The worst I could say, I will not say the worst I could say. I will say the worst I will say is not my cup of tea. I will not film people making love. That I will not do. Other than that, I have no idea what's going to happen. But something's going to happen. I've been lucky. It has not started pouring down rain and tornadoes ripping through here again to tear my truck off the ground and lodge my entire life savings into oblivion. Small victories. Thanks for watching. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And
Well, I can see by the position of the sun in the sky it is time for us to go. Until then, I am Lothar of the Hill People!
Lothar of the Hill People.